Just moving on from that, Stephen, that's why you've been happy to be patient, because you know what you're working with and you want the right players within that.
100%, and that's the reality. The club told me that. We understand that that's what we're doing, and it's about getting the best out of the resource that we have, but still having the ability to pay the players' wages and the staff's wages every month. And that's a responsibility that the club takes very seriously.
Has there been no sense of frustration? You don't seem to have shown it at the fact that you haven't got your squad as together as you wanted it to be right now.
There's always a frustration, because I'd have loved to have worked with a full group from day one. There's no doubt about that, and we've missed out on a number of targets. I'm aware of that, but I'm also realistic, and that's where we are at this moment in time. So we have to understand that, and we have to keep pursuing targets that fit what we're trying to achieve.
The midfielder you're waiting to hear from today, if he says yes today, is that it done? Will he be in, for example, for Thursday's training session?
Yeah, we'd hope so. If that goes ahead, then hopefully he'll travel up tomorrow and should be ready and able to train come Thursday.
With the business done since Nathan Thomas came back, you must be feeling a lot more pleased with where you're at right now.
I am. Obviously, we still would like a couple of strikers in the building, but it gives us a platform to work from this weekend, and hopefully, like I've said, in the coming weeks we'll get the targets in that will hopefully help us achieve what we want to achieve.
After the game on Saturday, you mentioned you wanted the players to take it as a little bit of a kick up the bum in a way. Have you seen that reaction over the last 2 days?
Well, I watched the game, and I spoke to the players today. There's no doubt we're the better side in the first half, and I said this to them: our performance was okay, but okay for this group of players isn't good enough. That's the reality. I expect high intense football, the type of football that we've seen for 35-40 minutes against Fleetwood, the type of football that we've seen against Tranmere, the type of football for 40 minutes we've got against Chester. That's Carlisle, that's the team, that's the way we want it. And like I said, the first half against Ross County was okay, but as I'm going to repeat, okay isn't good enough for us.
You spoke earlier about you can start to feel the tension yourself and within the group. Is that something to manage come Saturday? Because it can often go wrong if you've got too much nervous tension.
Yeah, but I'm one that I quite like tension about. I think it's a good thing. It brings an edge to the game. And I've often found when you're in dress rooms that you can feel a tension, you often get the best performances. So I think tension is a good thing, as long as it's managed correctly.
We've seen these players are all trying to impress. They all want a starting shirt. There's a few selection headaches coming up your way.
Yeah, not as much as I'd like, but there's a few. And I think that competition for places is really important. And that's why, when we get the other 3 or 4 players in, it'll be a very competitive squad, but it'll also be a squad where every player will feel part of that group. And I think that the numbers that we've talked about getting in gives us that kind of environment.
You mentioned you've watched Crawley, but it is a difficult game to prepare for in that sense, because sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get on the first day.
Yeah, and sometimes, we've seen it before, that pre-season games are never a true reflection for how a team performs, and I've seen many teams have disappointing pre-seasons and then go on and have fantastic league campaigns. So it's difficult to fully assess. We can only prepare for what we know, but I mean this, the most important thing for me at the weekend is how we go about our game plan and how we deliver what we're good at.
And just finally, Gaffer, I have to ask, because you brought the pen and not the book this time. I reckon over the years your wife must have given ultimatums along the lines of, it's me or the green book. It goes everywhere. What is in that green book and what do you use it for?
It's honestly, it's just like a diary. I just write things down, maybe conversations I've had with players, conversation I've had with agents, just to remind me of certain things that we're working on the training ground, just little details that I can go back to and remind myself of, because football's an industry just now where you get challenged on a lot of things, and people said, you said this, and I can go back in my book and say, well, I didn't, I said that. So these sort of little things that are really important to me.
Brilliant, thank you for your time.